Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show 2.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala with Jill DeWit.
Hello.
Welcome to our show today. In this episode, Jill and I talk about choosing the good or the bad areas to buy land. It's a topic that comes up all the time. Where do I start? Which area do I choose? Good show today, Jill. First, let's take a question posted by one of our members on landacademy.com online community. It's free.
Cool. Richard asks, how seriously should I consider total tax delinquencies when selecting a county? Good question.
Great question. It's actually right on topic with our topic today. So what Richard's probably referring to is a 3-step process that we go through to choose an area to send offers to. Number one, you pull the census maps, the population density census maps, and you try to find the most rural area that's relatively close to an urban area. So in California, like out of Los Angeles, there's it gets very, very rural just to the east of LA County. So that's step one. Step two is take a look at, and this is what his question is, if there's any tax delinquent property in that county, and we use etaxsalelists.com, there's lots of places you can go for free to review that information. And if there's lots of delinquent tax property, that might be an indication that there's a lot of unwanted property there. So if you send a bunch of really low dollar amount offers, they're going to be responded to well. And then number three is to check the pricing on Land Watch and Land and Farm in certain areas, just to see how the prices are, the properties are selling, what they're selling for. And you want to come in way lower than what you think you can sell it for wholesale. So it's a 3-step process. So, but to answer his question directly, it's not that important. In fact, Jill and I right now, at this level in our career, we don't check at all. We purchase and sell pretty high dollar properties, large acreage, high dollar properties, and we don't even. I stopped checking the county delinquency scenario quite some time ago. But if you're starting out and you're doing that low dollar thing, and you should be, this is the right way to start before you get into the bigger deals. You really need to check. Is that clear?
Thank you.
Am I talking out of both sides of my mouth?
No, it's kind of funny. And thank you. You got an A. Appreciate your presentation today. Just kidding. Thank you, Mr. Butala. You can have you take a seat now. Next. I'm just kidding.
Was it that stiff? Oh my gosh.
No. It was a little bit like you got up in front of the classroom and gave a presentation. I didn't know what to say. I just was kind of listening.
It's a Monday thing.
I know. Maybe you're just like focused.
Hey, all right, let's try it again.
And then you're looking at me like a teacher, like, did I miss anything? No, you did great.
Let's try it again. I'll answer it. I'll answer it the Jill's way. Ready?
Oh, no. Ready.
Hey, Richard, check the taxes if you want, but it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. Richard, why are you here's my answer. Richard, why are we focusing on just that? Think about this. I mean, yeah, you like you said, Jack, you want to look at the area as a whole and consider that / however, send everybody an offer. Don't just send those guys an offer.
Well, that's not what his question is. His question is, there's 3 steps in the whole thing. Right. His question is, how much do I seriously consider tax the second step? Now, the answer is not that much.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to be.
Look, here's the thick of it, and this is now we're getting into the topic. This works everywhere. We've tested it. It works on apartment buildings. It works on houses, land, all types of real estate. It works on long-term care facilities, which is how I developed this whole program in the early 90s, very early 90s. So it works with all types of real estate in all areas. For land, when you're just starting out and you want to buy a property for $1,000 or $2,000 and sell it for $4,000 or $5,000, you really need to checking the tax delinquencies that's very important, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, you know what? We should bring that up more often. I think that's really good. Talking about how you came up with this idea with the nursing home facilities.
We could make the whole show about that.
We should do that at some point because that's super interesting. And talk about a different product type that someone thinks it's a really different product type, but in the end, it's not.
I'm going to write this down right now.
Yeah.
How we got started.
Thank you. I love it.
How we got started. So If you have a question or you want to be on the show, reach out to either one of us on landacademy.com. Today's topic is choosing the good or the bad areas to buy land, and we just alluded to it a little bit in the question before. This is the meat of the show. Go ahead, Jill, take it away. Since I'm Mr. Stiff today.
No, is it my turn, teacher? Can I?
How do you
can
choose?
I stand up
Let's
now?
just start this. I mean, how do you? Well, you don't really choose the areas, do you? I do.
Well, you are the best, hands down. So yeah, this is true in our world. That's always been your role in our business. You choose the areas. I handle it all when they start coming back. So yeah, that's your thing. But I wrote down 3 notes if you want me to touch on.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I have a
So
I have a bunch of stuff to say too, but yes, I want to hear your stuff.
Okay, so here are my 3 notes that I made about the good/bad areas. One is some really are bad. People say, oh, you say they're all good, right? Just for the right price. No, there really are some that are bad.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this because I don't think so. I just think you adjust your price, but go ahead.
No, there are some that we really don't buy. People go, oh, come on, you just buy them off for a different price. No, I don't want something that's really even. Have people tried to give me property and I politely turned it away?
Oh,
the answer is yes.
I see what you're saying.
So
there's not any good. There's bad property there for
right.
sure. There's not bad areas. I don't think it's just all pricing. But go ahead.
Yeah, but that was what I was trying to say is that I don't take everything
I'm
that
disagreeing
comes
with everything
my
you're
way.
saying. You aren't even noticing.
It's a lot.
But go ahead.
You try to shut up. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Let's
All right,
have a
so
total marital argument on this show.
oh no, yeah, great way to start off a Monday. No. All right, but some properties are bad. Maybe not areas are bad, you're right, but some properties within areas are bad. So I don't, and then let's talk about an overall area. Don't let this is one thing I tell people all the time, don't let your personal preference dictate a good area or a bad area. People do this. That's so far out there, that whole West Texas, there's nothing there. Gosh, who would drive to that far north in the country? It's so cold up there. Who would do that?
I hear that.
All kinds
Every week I hear that.
Right?
Every week for my whole career I've heard that.
Right. So people put their own personal, whatever on it. And I'm telling people constantly, don't let that sway you, because there are a lot of people that like that area. There are people that really want that rural. It's not a bad area. People want to drive far. People want to be, in the hills or whatever it is. So, and then my third note is, once you're past all that, and you have some property that, gosh, you're not sure about the area, whatever it is really rural, or it's, right next to, I don't know, whatever. It's hard to get to, or I don't know, the terrain's kind of rough. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of trees. Maybe it has too many trees. Properly advertise what it is. That's my thing.
Yeah.
So don't just make sure you say, hey, you're going to need GPS coordinates to find this, or there's not a lot of people out here, or, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So those are my things. Jack.
Yeah. So, I mean, really what this show is about is you choose it based on data. You don't choose it on trees or any of that. And
people look at them differently. You're right.
People, depending on where you're coming from, there's a few people in our group that have taken, like, for instance, we have a member in our group. Right? I've learned so much. I swear I learned more from our Land Academy members than they learn from us. There's a member in our group. She only sends mailers out to places that she's vacationed and liked. That's her criteria. And she's killing it. That's cuckoo, I think. But she makes it work. The way that we choose it, the good areas that we choose, it's all based on data. Like, right now we're working some pretty pricey counties in California. And they're not areas that I have considered in my career, but we're getting requests from, high dollar ranch requests from certain people. So we're out there buying, because we already have a buyer now. We have buyers. So we're going to go buy some undervalued property, and we're filming the whole thing. So here's the thing. This works everywhere. in every single county in this country. And I know it sounds like a sales pitch, but it does. What's the variable is not whether it's a good or bad area. The variable is how you price it. And what we found over the years is that when people that are new getting into this business, they want it to be as cheap as possible. And people that are buyers, they're new land buyers, they want to buy it as cheap as possible. So we gravitate toward those $100 an acre. I call them $100 an acre west of the Mississippi counties. Mm-hmm. Does it work in northern Michigan to buy vacation properties? Heck yes. Does it work in Los Angeles County to buy houses? Heck yes. But you don't spend, you're going to spend $1 million to buy a house that you're going to sell for 1.2. Mm-hmm. So there's no bad areas. I mean, let's leave it at that. There's just some other considerations to take.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
you.
What else you want to talk about today?
And we're done. Just kidding. Choosing the good and bad areas. I'm trying to think I feel like there's some other questions people have asked. And
well, here,
and it's like you said, you got to look at it on a spreadsheet. I mean, that's really, I think, the key. Don't get hung up on the area and
if I were listening
to really branch out.
If I were listening to this show, it would just, now I would have done here. I would just ask these questions. All right, smarty, you guys obviously have this figured out. But that's still not answering my question. I'm ready to mail a county. What do I do? How do I know it's going to work? First of all, I have never mailed a county and struck out, where I never got any responses and it was just, crickets. That never happens. What you want to do is spend a tremendous amount of time. I talk about this in Bigger Pockets all the time. Long before you ever push the button on the bulk mail button to get it out in the mail, you want to price it properly. So let's say there's a county right next to you, wherever you live. Let's say you live in, I'm just pulling it out of a hat, Montana or Indiana or Illinois. There's a county next to you. It's a little bit rural. So go do a tremendous amount of pricing research on what properties are for sale for and completed sales. So if you find that lots are selling for $1,000 an acre in Illinois, let's say, one county over, it's probably agriculture. And that's actually a pretty good number. Sometimes in agriculture, I don't know too much about it. It ranges depending on where you are from $1,000 to $10,000 an acre. You want to be at about 40% of what you think that the immediate value you can sell it for. So if the going price is $10,000, you want to sell it for half of that, $5,000. So go in at around $2,000 to $3,000 an acre, and it will work. Mm-hmm. That's the real answer.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Will you please define for all of us, because you and I look at this differently. When you say tremendous amount of research, I look at it like, for you, it's like hours. I don't want someone to spend weeks or months on it.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, good. I'm glad.
So when you say tremendous, I really want to know. I want you to please clarify for people. Spend a Sunday afternoon.
That's right.
And look at this, and that. Okay, good. Thank you. Because you say tremendous. Some people might go, well, I spent a month on it because Jack said to.
No. I will. Here's the steps. Okay. Again, continuing on I'm so glad you asked that, because I'm sure that's what people are asking in their heads. So either get the completed sales from the MLS, if you know a real estate agent or you are a real estate agent, or other resources on the internet. There's tons. Redfin is a fantastic resource. There's IDX feeds. Real estate agents have IDX feeds to their sites, so you can sometimes see exactly what's for sale, just like they do. Not in the same amount of detail, but if you dig around, call a county, you can find completed sale information. Take a look at what all the like-kind property recently, for the last, let's say, year, has sold for. The more rural you get, the harder it is going to be to find comparison values that have sold and comparison values that are listed. LandWatch is the very first place that I go, only because there's so many listings there. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find any county in the country that doesn't have a few postings there, vacant land postings. So, unfortunately, they're not land guys there. They're just computer people, so they don't have completed sales, which I'll never understand. And Jill and I could do a whole show on why the people at LandWatch are dingbats, but we won't. But we won't. We're going to just use their information.
Yeah, we're not even going to go there.
I don't think completed sales are on there. I haven't checked. I usually look for the MLS, but
yeah.
So that's it. You check completed sales and you price accordingly. Our whole model is go in at about 20 to 40% of what the completed sales are. That's cutting to the chase. So yeah, Jill, that's a great point. Not 3 weeks of, and don't go there. You don't have to go there. It's all math. You know, if you're terrible at math, I mean awful at math, and you hated it all the way through school, and you're not married to somebody like me, or you have a business partner like me, this probably isn't for you. Jill's going to kick me under the table.
It's like, get a partner. No, actually, that's not bad. You do need to know how to do math, but that would be for any business.
Yeah.
It's very helpful
if you own a
can do math.
drugstore, you should know math.
You kind of should. It's that you own a dry cleaner, you should know math. So I agree.
So does that answer it?
Yeah, it does.
She's writing index cards and flashing crazy stuff. That's awesome. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You're the best. We're good partners. All the stuff I don't want to do, you do, and vice versa, I think.
That's the best part. That's true. You need to. Boy, we are lucky. You know how to do math, and I can't say no. So, so whatever you need, I'm like, okay, I'll take care of it.
So here's the summary. If you're brand new at this, stick to the, I don't know, $100 an acre areas, maybe just for your first mailing, or if you've done a few deals already, and you want to use this program to buy some infill lots in one county over, or vacation properties, as we call it in the program, go for it. You're not going to strike out. The way you're going to strike out is this. If you even could strike out, is not pricing it properly. You don't try to buy property in Manhattan, on the island of Manhattan, for $500. You just don't.
Both Manhattans.
Yes.
Manhattan out here.
Yeah.
Pick another Manhattan.
So that's the real point I'm trying to make. Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
and inspiration, that's me,
to get just about anything you want.
We use it every day on flashcards to buy property for half of what it's worth and sell it immediately.
You are not alone in your real estate acquisitions. Good show, Jill.
Thank you. Hey, I'm going to put up another card and see what you think about this one.
Oh my gosh. You can't say that stuff on the air.
No.
It's marital stuff.
But since we haven't done this like in this format.
I know.
Oh.
This is the kind of stuff that the kids just shake their head and walk away. It's that kind of stuff.
Oh, no, you're going to make me throw up in my mouth again.
Yeah, that's what the kids say.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's good. I love it. No, that was good. Thank you. That was a good topic and good question that guy had too.
It's a really valid topic, and it's even really experienced acquisition people. We've got a couple commercial real estate acquisition people in our group that have tons of experience buying big properties, buying commercial property structures like hospitals and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they still ask that. They still say, where do you do it? So it's a real valid question. Don't feel bad if you're a member or not a member and you're wondering where the hell you start, like geographically, because it's real.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We are the experts at acquiring property
of all kinds, not just land,
for half price, just so we can flip it for way more.
And really fast. Thanks for listening. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.